Taurus Leather Company has been making quality leather tool belts for the New Zealand tradesperson since 1987. We are proud to still be manufacturing in New Zealand and keeping alive the craft of leatherwork. Take a look at this video to see how we make a Super Yankee, New Zealand's #1 tool belt for the professional builder. You will see just how much handwork is required to make our tool belts in the following video. The first step is to grab the bundle of pre-selected leather hides from the shelf and begin checking the skin for imperfections. As leather is a natural product, there may be nicks and marks in the skin that come from the animal being out in the paddock. We place each hide on the press and carefully scan the hide, marking any imperfections with chalk so that we can avoid these areas when we come to the cutting stage. Once the hide is checked, it goes back onto the leather horse to hang and remove any creases that may have formed while being rolled. While the hides are hanging, the press operator grabs the tray of knives and pattern boards that are used to make the Super Yankee. A Super Yankee tool belt has 19 separate pieces to cut, sew and rivet together. The first step is to lay out the individual knives against our sample Super Yankee. The knives we use are precision made from steel and wood by Fine Forms, another New Zealand company. The hide now goes back on the press and the operator uses the pattern boards to work out the most effective way to place the knives, avoiding any chalk marks. Once the layout is decided, the press operator begins cutting out the individual pieces. The knives are placed on the hide and the press is activated. Using a press like this not only allows us to speed up the cutting process, but also ensures that we get the perfect cut every time. Once all the pieces have been cut, they are bundled together and put into a work bin that is transferred to the machinist to begin the next stage of the process. The first step for the machinist is to lay the bundles out and check that all the components have been supplied. Here we see a pocket of a Super Yankee being sewn. Note the rolled edges and the double row of stitching, which gives extra strength on pressure points. We also back tack all of our stitch lines for extra strength. Another feature of Taurus tool belts is that the main pockets do not have bottom seams. This means nails and screws are easily retrieved from the pocket. In order to achieve this, we first sew the outside of the pocket and then turn them out. Here you can see a pocket being turned out with a special piece of equipment called a broom handle. Our Super Yankee has a nail gun holder strap which needs to be extremely strong to hold the weight of a nail gun. In order to provide the strength required, we use a two-piece rivet that is hand applied. As you can see, this is a fiddly process but ensures that the rivet is exceptionally strong. We like to use lots of rivets on our tool belts as they provide extra strength on parts of the tool belt that are likely to have regular pressure. Here we are using our foot operated riveter to reinforce the pockets used for smaller tools, to attach the tape clip holder used in the previous shot, and to attach the hammer holder. The Super Yankee features a 50mm leather belt with a double tongue buckle. Here we can see the buckle being attached to the leather belt using a riveting machine. Once all the individual pockets are complete, they are assembled onto the belt and a quality control check is done against the sample. If the product passes this stage, the belt has its header cards applied and goes to dispatch, ready to be sent out to building merchant stores around the country and, ultimately, building sites from the Cape to the Bluff. When you buy a Taurus leather tool belt, you can be assured that you have purchased a top quality tool belt made from genuine leather by skilled leathercraft workers who are passionate about what they do. You can depend on Taurus leather tool belts to give you years of use.